Hello, it's Common. Let's get into the nitty gritty. And I'd like to suggest to my fellow Americans, let's stop electing rich people for office. You say, why do we need to do that? Let's go over some brief history. Now, I'm going to date myself with some of this stuff, but when I was a young man, Ronald Reagan was in office. Now, don't get me wrong, the interest rates were sky high. But at that particular time, if you needed work done on your house, you could write it off 100%. You might have had a high interest rate for your car, 18%, 17%, your credit cards, but you could write all that money off at the end of the year. Can't do it anymore. Who took it away? Rich people. Then we go into George Bush. Now, don't get me wrong, Bill Clinton's my favorite president of all time. I mean, I can say some bad things about him, but he did a lot of good for the average American, because guess what? He was one of us. The budget was balanced. We had Social Security straight for 100 years. If you don't believe me, Google it. And then Bush Jr. comes in. He gives all that money back. Sad day for me. And the way I felt for people, because Social Security was straight for 100 years. You wouldn't even have to be talking about it right now. It was that solvent. But guess what? Another rich person came in and did a number on the country. Now, don't get me wrong. We got our boy Trump, another rich person coming into office. What's the first thing he did? Give tax breaks to the rich. Second thing, he's deregulated a lot of businesses. Now, that's not a good thing. I know some of you are going, no, that's a good thing. No, it's not when it comes to your safety. You remember the people out in Ohio? That train accident? They were supposed to have new brakes put on their train. And guess what happened? They didn't do it. They deregulated so they didn't have to do it. Once again, screwing the average person. Now we got Trump 2.0 coming back in office. And he's talking about raising the tariffs on China, obviously Mexico now, Canada. Now, you know who that's going to hurt? And I think the most of you know who it will. It's going to hurt us because they just passed the cost on to us as consumers. So once again, you're electing rich people that seem not to care about the average American. Now, it does piss me off because it's like, good Lord, vote your interest. And these people have shown from Reagan to Bush. Now, the only Bush that didn't do any harm was Bush Sr. because he was one and done. And to be quite honest, the man didn't do much of anything except for he did say he wasn't going to raise taxes. And guess what he did? He raised taxes. Bill Clinton raised taxes, but guess what? He did it for the common good. We had Social Security straight. We had a balanced budget. That is a good thing. You couldn't run your house that way. Oh, my bills are $5,000, but I only make $2,000. How's that going to work? A balanced budget is a good thing. And they keep coming in. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm no fan of Obama. I think his terms in office were wasted. They didn't want to work with him. I think 8 years were wasted. But guess what? He tried to do good with Obamacare to give people health insurance. And they couldn't be discriminated because of pre-existing conditions. What does that tell the average American? Are you fucking stupid? Well, actually, I hate to say this. There are a lot of stupid Americans. I didn't realize how bad it is out here. I had this one contracting job and I had to work with some people. It's like, oh, good Lord. How did natural selection not happen to you? You know? But needless to say, it's the idiots that hold this country back. And you keep voting for people that don't have your best interest at heart. Like I tell my wife, my kids, whatever I tell you, I got your best interest in my heart because I want you to do your best. And these rich people that keep getting elected don't have our best interest at heart, yet we still do it again. And I'm hoping these 4 years, unless Trump stays in office, because he said it before, and he's putting in the coup, what it looks like to me, all these unqualified people. But guess what? So far, none of these people have our best interest at heart. Now, I've only started this channel maybe a month ago. And if you go through my catalog, I talk about immigration and how immigrants are needed here. And these people want to get rid of them. Once again, rich people doing what they want without looking out for the average person. Now, I understand you might be into guns. Obama never took your guns. Who else? Clinton never took your guns. I wouldn't worry about things like that. But the thing I would worry about is the pocketbook of the average American, and no rich person that has been president since Ronald Reagan. Now, the rest are before my time. I know a little bit about Jimmy Carter, but I do know about Reagan and a lot of that foul shit he did, and they put him on a high pedestal. But he was the beginning of the downfall for the average American. And on that note, learn more so you can do better.